Hi guys. Sorry that took so long for me to get live today. Trying to get organized sometimes. I don't know how many of you out there can relate. Too many kids. I love all my kids. Sometimes I just have too many. But anyway, I'd like to say hello to all of you, and that couple little updates. I will be taking these live videos onto YouTube, but I'm going to wait until after Christmas to do that. I don't know if any of you caught that little test YouTube live that I did, but oh my goodness, it was very complicated. So I'm going to wait until after Christmas to do that, and I'm just going to get started because here we go. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, are you calling for the free reading?
Yes.
Okay. What is your first name?
Rachel.
Rachel. Okay, so give me just a minute here. The first one, I usually just have to focus really good here. Okay. Hold on a sec. Okay, there's a few people popping in right off the hop, and there's an animal. I can't tell if it's a dog or a cat yet, but there's 3 beings popping in right away. Hold on. The gentleman seems to be the one that's doing the talking right off the top. He definitely comes through as like a father figure, but he distances me, so I don't know what that means. It could be like a grandfather that you didn't get to see very often, or a father. I don't know what he means by the father figure, but with a distance. Do you know what that means?
No.
Okay, hold on. Okay, slow down. Okay, I'm trying to separate 2 people talking at the same time. Okay, so the gentleman takes me, he snaps his fingers, so his passing was sudden or unexpected. And I think the distance that he's talking about is, I think he passed away quite some time ago. So I think the distance that he's talking about is the time between when he passed and now. I want to go to, I think this is, I see, I got one on each side. I think I want to go to mom's side for the father figure. And would this make sense? Did mom's dad or somebody on mom's side who would have been like a father figure and pass away quite a number of years ago, quickly or unexpectedly?
My mom's dad, but he wasn't distant to me.
Okay, but was this a long time ago?
Yeah, I was young.
Okay, that would be the distance that I'm talking about. Sometimes, see, when spirit talks, they show you symbols. So sometimes if they've been on the other side for a long time, they talk about that separation or that, being like over there for an extended period of time. And I just see it as distance. So I can't tell if he's talking geographical or if this is just a long time he's been there. But I think that's where he's getting at. But he's also bringing in the lady on, I think this is dad's side. I'm going to the other side of the family. There would be a mother figure on that family too, or on that side of the family as well. She's showing me the mobility issue. She's making me feel like she can move freely on the other side, which usually tells me that there was a mobility issue here in life.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so they're showing me the handshake on the other side. I'm not sure if okay, this is interesting. Hold on, I'm going too fast. I need to slow down and just listen sometimes, so hold on. Interesting. So they showed me the handshake on the other side, and when I see spirit shake hands, it usually means one of 2 things. Either they're meeting for the first time on the other side, or they are making peace on the other side. It almost feels like there's some peace being made there. Somebody put on the rose-colored glasses and was like, I feel like we were too hard on that side of the family. think the criticism is coming from dad's side of the family towards mom's. Would that make sense?
No, not really.
I'm not sure exactly how to explain that, but there's something I don't know. Maybe ask your mom what this means because when you speak to her, because there's no mistaking when they show me the rose-colored glasses. That's my symbol for spirit that sees things differently on that side than they did here in the physical world. And I see them put on the rose-colored glasses. So I'm not sure what they're saying that they see differently on that side, but they're talking about some type of family. I don't even know how to explain it. It's like, we fixed whatever that issue was on this side.
I'll have to ask my mom or something.
And I'm learning not to take offense when spirit sets me up like this and gives people information that they don't understand yet, because quite often they're doing that so that your mom will get that message, so that you will pass it on to her. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, so I figured, okay, slow down. I have to acknowledge, I'm pretty sure this is a dog. He's got a lot of energy. He, she, I don't tell sex with animals, but this dog is very active on the other side. Did somebody in the family lose the dog not that long ago? Or there was a dog that was very important to you that's on the other side? Because he comes through with them.
Not that I know of.
There's no mistaking this dog. I feel like he's with your grandfather, though. It's almost like he's the one bringing through the dog. Like he's reunited with this dog on the other side. There's some importance to this dog. Interesting. Okay, well, I'll let you validate all that later, but he's going to get into some stuff that's going on right now quickly. And okay, slow down. He's playing the song in my head, changes. You know that song?
No, is it an older song?
Yeah, probably. I'm a little ancient. So basically it's just changes, right? So hold on. He shows me the thumbs up. It's the grandfather figure that's talking a lot here. He shows me the thumbs up about some of these changes that have been made in the last few years. It feels like you made more of them a few years ago, and then there's been a period of stability, but now we're coming to another phase of more changes. Hold on. He's showing me my symbol for the house. It almost feels like you need to move. I don't know if you just did move or whatnot, but I feel like there's a need to move. Does that make sense?
No, I just moved into this house like 2 years ago.
Okay, was that like a big deal in your life? Because the way he's describing it is like this had to happen.
Yeah, because I moved out of the city away from all my family.
Oh, I see. That's why he's stressing it the way he is. It's like this needed to happen. And that's part of what the big changes are that he was talking about 2-3 years ago. And that you're coming up into another phase. And I think the reason why he's referencing this is because he's taking you back to when you made those decisions and choices and that they worked out for you. You made the right choice, even though it was really difficult. And there's a period in your life that's coming up now that's going to be kind of difficult, but he's talking about making the tough choices, and it will be just as beneficial, if not more beneficial, than the choices that you made a couple of years ago. He's showing me the bringing together of the hands and the taking apart of the hands. This usually indicates a relationship, and either it is that we have, hold on, I'm going to get him to validate something else. Hold on. It's interesting. He just put the white blanket. Okay, so are you in a relationship right now?
Yeah.
He just put the white blanket around the two of you. And the white blanket represents healing. Well, it represents somebody who has health or stress issues. So, granted, I don't think both of you have health issues, but I think he's talking about the stress of the relationship, that your loved ones on the other side are helping to make sure that that is taken care of, that gets healed. Slow down. They're pulling their energy back already. This has been a little bit interesting for me because when I do my prayer beforehand, I try to tell Spirit to keep the messages directly to the people that are calling. However, I just feel like as they're pulling their energy back, there feels like there's an importance that you get this message to Mom. And then they show me putting the white blanket around her shoulders as well. So again, indicating that there was a health or a stress issue there with Mom.
Okay.
And it's like she needs to know that, her family and her loved ones are still, that are on the other side, and that they're very much with her right now.
Okay.
I know that was a kind of a vague reading for me, but I hope that will make sense to you, at least coming up here. And I hope that it was somewhat helpful.
Oh, it was. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Okay, take care. Okay, guys, I gotta see what I'm doing here. I don't know how to hang this up. Okay, so, hello?
Yeah.
Oh, you're still here. Okay, I'm sorry. If you could hang up for me, because other people are calling in, and this is a loaner phone, so I can't figure out how to hang it up.
Okay.
Thank you.
Right.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi, were you calling in for the free reading?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry about my bad technology skills. Thank you for bearing with me here.
No worries.
What is your first name?
Kayla.
Kayla. Okay. Give me a second here. Oh gosh, my heart just started beating so badly, like boom, 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 boom. Were you extremely nervous about this, or trying really hard to get through or something?
Yes.
Okay, I need you to take a breath, because it's like, whoo, overpowering. And there's definitely a male figure here who's like, I'm here, just tell her to relax, I'm here. I'm not sure who this is yet, hold on. He comes through with so much love. This feels like a father figure.
My dad.
Pardon me?
It would be my dad.
Okay, yeah. He just comes through with so much love. Okay, so hold on a sec. This is interesting. He's very excited about things that are going on in your life right now. Hold on. He's showing me the hands coming together, which is usually my symbol for something to do with relationship. Oh, he just showed me wedding bells. He's talking about, is there a wedding coming up in the family? Because he's making me feel like he's involved in planning a wedding on the other side, if this makes sense.
Yeah, me and my fiance are getting married next month.
Okay, there we go. Okay, hold on. He's talking about there's some kind of complication, or there's some type of delay that's really got like a bee in someone's bonnet here, and he's like telling you to relax. It's going to work out. It's going to be okay. Hold on. I don't know if this delay is with the photographer. He's bringing up the photography
Yeah. My dad's friend's doing our photography, and it's been a mess trying to get a hold of him.
Okay. So this was your dad's friend?
Yeah.
That he's coming through like, don't worry about it. It's okay. It will work out. I promise you. Like, I know this guy. It's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm not sure exactly what that meant. Just give me one more second here. He showed me my symbol for thank you, and then he looks at your fiance, and there's a feeling of like, and then I hear the phrase happy wife, happy life. So it's almost
My
like
dad used to say that all the time.
your dad did?
Yeah.
That's so funny because he's thanking, I'm just trying to turn this volume up there, sorry. He's thanking your fiance for keeping you happy, I think, for putting your needs first. Like, that's important to him. Slow down. And then at the same time, it's like he's kind of teasing him. It's like, you know what, buddy? It's not going to get any easier. It's this is just going to get harder. Like, welcome to married life. Oh, cool. Okay, say that again, but in a way I can describe. Are you having to delay the honeymoon like a couple of months or something? It feels like there's a trip he's talking about. It feels like possibly a honeymoon. But he's talking about that if you do it like a month later or 2 months later or something, that you will have a much better time, or you will have more money to go to where you really want to go, or I don't know how to explain it. He's making me feel like a month or two afterwards is when this big trip happens. Does that make sense?
We were talking about postponing the honeymoon if we buy a house.
That's okay. That would be why he's very much in favor of this. He's like, you know what? This is like the best idea you've ever had. That's kind of the energy that's coming through, right? And that would explain why he's talking about it in a reassuring way, like reassuring you that you will still get this honeymoon. And he's like, priorities, little girl, priorities. Slow down. Yeah, he's talking about, he's like, can you just let her know how good I feel over here? Like, man, I haven't had this much energy in so long. He's like taking deep breaths. He's moving around. He just makes me feel like he was ill for quite some time here in the physical world. And that he doesn't suffer from that anymore on the other side. And it's really important that you know that.
Yeah, he had liver disease for over a decade.
Nice.
And then today would have been his year that he got a liver transplant, and then he just passed 2 months ago and he had cancer for 4 months. So he had quite the time.
Yeah, well, please know that he is absolutely not suffering anymore. He's very much into the planning of the wedding. In fact, the way he's talking about this seems to be like there's not much else to discuss. We're here to discuss the wedding. We're here to discuss the big thing that's coming up in my beautiful daughter's life, and that's it. Like, this is where my focus is right now. It's what's going on with her and her fiance, and you have a brother as well?
Yes.
Because he'd mentioned the other boy.
Yeah. He's 12.
Oh, that's why he says boy. As soon as that came out of my mouth, I'm like, he says the other boy, and I'm like, wait, is it boy? Like, okay. Oh, so your little brother is going to be in your wedding?
Yes.
Because he's talking about, he just showed me the cutest little, like, suit or something. Like, wait till you see him all dressed up. That's kind of how he said it. And there's something about the color coding of it's almost like he's showing me, like, there's a pattern of color coding or something with the bridesmaids and the groomsmen. Like, I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about there, but he's commenting, like, how cool that is.
My maid of honor and my best man match, and then my bridesmaids and my groomsmen are all in a different color.
There you go. That's exactly what he's bringing up. He's like, this is so cool. And you've changed your hair before this wedding because he's talking about how beautiful it is. He's like, this is the best idea you've had in a long time. So if you haven't changed it yet, you've thought of changing it, because the way he puts it is like, this is the best idea you've had in a long time. There's something to do.
Thinking about it.
Something to do with the hair and the wedding.
I changed I haven't changed my hair, but I changed how I wanted to do my hair for the wedding.
There you go. He's really happy about that for some reason. Like, I don't know why he cares about it so much, but he's just making me feel like it goes better with your outfit. If that makes sense.
His wife helped me change my mind.
Ah, that would be why.
Stepmom. Yeah, she always has the best ideas. She'll tell you that.
Huh. So this is your dad's way of validating that even though you can't hear his voice anymore in the physical world, he is still able to speak to your hearts of yourself and your family and, you know, provide you the guidance that you need, even though he can't be here to physically do it. He seems to be very much reassuring you that, you know, you might not be able to hear my voice, but you will always be able to hear my heart, and you will always know what my guidance is and what I love on this side, because he's talking about, like, in that moment when you looked in the mirror, it's like almost like if I'm standing in front of the mirror, I see my dad behind me and I just feel how proud he is of me. And he wants you to know that that moment was real, that you weren't imagining that his soul was there in that moment. Do you know what moment he's talking about in front of a mirror here?
Yeah, I do that almost daily.
He's like, it is his soul right behind you. He's like looking right back at you, kid. He's just like, you know, it's just one good thing after another after another. He's like, what did you think was going to happen when I got to this side? He's like, you didn't think I was going to use my clout to, like, make stuff happen? He's like, you better believe I was going to help make stuff happen. Because it feels like the planning of the wedding got easier after he passed away in some way. Things just started coming together easier. There's this opportunity around the house that comes up, the vacation that can be postponed but even be a little bit of a better vacation. And then there's the talk of a new job, but I feel like 2 new jobs. It's almost like you both will be having new jobs, or there will be a newness within your job or a raise or something, because there's something coming up in the job sector for the both of you. Have you been thinking of doing a move of house, like to a different town or a different city?
No, just to a different, well, kind of. Like, we want to move from outside of the town to inside the town.
I see. Okay. Because I do see you doing that. He is talking about that happening. And there's I don't know what he means by the jobs, but he's like, the way he's commenting on it is, don't you worry, this is just going to get better and better. Like, the wedding gets easier, then, you know, we get this house, and we get this opportunity, and you know what I mean? One after the other after the other.
Okay, because I have to do my provincial exam in November, so maybe if I pass my provincial exam and then I get another job opportunity from that.
That would absolutely make sense. That's exactly. But It feels swifter than you expect. It's like as soon as you pass the exam, you have a job. Do you know what I mean? And then the way that your dad puts it is that your fiance will... Oh, I don't like it when they put me in that position. I almost feel like he's criticizing whatever job he has now. Like, come on, you lazy bum. Yeah. You can do better than that.
Yeah, he used to say that anyway, so...
Oh, really?
You doing it.
Okay, good, because that's how he comes across. Like, you tell that lazy bum, I'm gonna bring a better job into his world. Because if he's gonna be taking care of my baby girl, he's going to need more money to do it. He's, like, so teasing you about this, like, making me feel like you were kind of a little bit high maintenance, and that he loves you for that, but your husband best be prepared for this.
Yeah.
He's pulling his energy back. He's like giving you kisses. And did you just feel goosebumps around you? Because I literally saw his soul reach out to yours and wrap himself around you and give you the biggest hug. And he just wants you to know that he's with you every step of the way. And don't worry about the song. He'll be... Oh, okay. Sorry, he's throwing something in there as I'm like, he's pulling his energy away. Something about the daddy-daughter song that I feel like was planned or something ahead of time, that he's like, I'm still going to be dancing with you with this. I don't know how to explain that feeling. He's just validating this song and this daddy-daughter dance. Do you know what he's talking about?
Yeah, we had a song picked out before he passed.
There we go. He's like, please play that again. Make sure you play that because I will absolutely. No, he's making me feel like somebody is dancing with you in his place, and his spirit will be with that person. I don't know how to explain that.
My stepdad's walking me down the aisle, but I haven't decided if I actually wanted to dance with my stepdad or not.
That's exactly what he's doing right now. He's giving you that permission. He's like, and he's, oh, don't make me cry. Okay, he just showed me my thankful symbol, and did that towards your stepfather, and he's very grateful that he will be there to do that for you. And he said, sweetheart, you're not replacing me. Don't look at it that way. He said, my soul will be absolutely dancing with you. I want you to dance with him for that song, because then you will be thinking of me, but you will also know in that moment that you are not without a father figure. He's talking about giving this man another chance. So obviously that means that it hasn't been the easiest road with your stepdad. And he's talking about you giving him another chance, and that he's grateful that you will still have that a father figure in your life. Does that make sense?
Well, I haven't really had a bad relationship with my stepdad. I just always valued my dad more than him, if that makes sense, without sounding rude.
Yes. Well, your dad is very happily passing on the torch to this man. He's making me feel like he has trust in him, and he has gratitude that he will be there and you won't be without a father completely. He'll always be there. And he's like, you have to play that song. We planned this. I'm expecting this. Like, it's almost like the transference from, like, I'm your physical dad here now, and now he's going to be your physical dad, and I'm going to be your spiritual dad, and this is ceremonial for him on the other side. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He just wants you to know that he absolutely has his you absolutely have his blessing and all of his love to move forward with your life. He doesn't want you to hold yourself back on any level from love from anyone. That he will never stop loving you on that side, and nothing can ever change that. I hope that was helpful for you.
That was incredible. Thank you.
You're very welcome. You take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Okay, I think this is how I do it. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Are you calling in for the free reading?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what was your first name?
Krista?
Krista. Okay, give me a second here, Krista. I don't know how to quite work this new phone yet. I've got a loaner phone. I crashed my old one pretty bad. So
Oh no.
usually I take a minute in between calls just to gather my head together here. So just give me 1 minute while I try to clear my head and refocus.
No problem.
There is a very loving, warm mother figure energy coming through. It actually almost feels like a grandmother energy, the way, she comes through. You know how grandparents are, all gushy about their grandkids, they're perfect in every way kind of thing?
Yeah.
This is the energy that this lady portrays as she steps closer to you. Do you have a grandmother figure on the other side that you were very close to in life?
Yeah, probably the closest grandparent.
Okay. I'm going to get her to tell me more to validate exactly who she is, so give me a second. Interesting. She had multiple different things going on, I think, here. She takes me to the legs, and while I don't feel like she lost full mobility, there's something about the legs, she's showing me the massaging of the legs. Now, I don't know if this was her or you, the way, usually when I see them massaging legs, they do that to the living who've had sore legs, but I almost see her doing that to herself. Hold on. Slow down, slow down, slow down. Okay. So I think what she's talking about, interesting. It's almost like if there is an underlining thing that she controlled for many years, like diabetes or a heart issue or something. She makes me feel like there was something there that was controlled for a long time, and then something happened at the end, and then things went very quickly. So it's almost like at the end I was diagnosed, and she takes me into the stomach and the digestion area.
Okay.
Slow down. She's her energy goes so fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I know my husband's grandmother. I've never met her, but I think she did end up getting toes or leg or something amputated. My daughter talks about her all the time, and she was too, but I don't know her. I'm not sure.
That's really interesting because in the beginning of this reading, she came through with so much love, like so much, like to the point that I felt like this is like Grandma Gush, you know what I mean? And so who did you say that was? Your husband's mother? Grandma?
My husband's grandmother.
Okay,
I
so
was very close to her.
interesting. So this is her way of coming through to let you know that so she's passed. Okay, slow down. She's just going so fast. She wants you to feel a part of the family. She wants you to know that she loves you just as much, like you are part of this family. It's an extension of love that she's sending to you right off the hop as soon as she steps forward. She's also extremely grateful for you. Hold on. She's showed me my symbol for holding somebody's feet to the fire. So what I mean by that is like keeping somebody accountable. It's almost like with you in his life, he remains accountable. It's like he's a better person when you're in his life. Do you know how to, does that make sense?
I feel like I've been telling him that a lot lately.
Yeah. So she's heard you. She agrees with you because she's like showing me my thank you symbol. She's like, thank you for doing this for him because he's turning into an exceptional man. And she's like very much like reminding him that, you know, behind every good man is an amazing woman. And she's so grateful for you in his life because it's like if you weren't there, he wouldn't be half the person that he is. Okay, slow down. She's bringing through the gentleman, although I'm not sure if this is a blood relation to her. Hold on. I feel like this is on your side, and this gentleman snaps his fingers, and so he passed quickly or unexpectedly. His passing came way more quickly than we thought it would, I believe is what he just said.
My grandpa, I think.
It's interesting, he's like, it's almost like the way he showed me this, because he shows me this full head of hair, and he's like, look, I made it out with all my hair, like, I've got all my hair. So the way he describes this is almost like if somebody was diagnosed with cancer, but they passed before they could lose it all, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, he actually had really good hair. He had lots of hair, and he fell like 3 steps and hit his head and just happened to hit it the wrong way and died. So.
Okay. Isn't that interesting? Well, okay, so then I understand what I was feeling because the way he's making me feel is that it's like I got out of life with all my hair. Like, haha, suckers, I didn't go bald before I died. You know what I mean? Like, this was his big worry in life, that he would that he would go bald before he passed away. So he's joking about how he didn't have to go through that.
Yeah, I could see him doing that.
So Grandma's still here? No, because as soon as I say that,
No.
I see the female come forward. Interesting, because what I saw was him put the white blanket around the female who's above you shoulders. So maybe this is mom or auntie then, because he's talking about being with them right now in the physical world, because I feel like somebody else is having some medical issues. Like I'm feeling severe medical issues.
Yeah, well, my mom and my aunt are having different ones.
Okay.
My mom doesn't always say exactly what's going on in her world. But I mean, she's doing a lot better than she was last year.
That's really great. He's talking about being very thankful that she's seeing the doctor now. So he's talking about a period of time where it's like she tried to hide it or she didn't say anything or she just wouldn't go to the doctor, and that how much that her doing better now is in direct relation to her taking, responsibility and seeing the doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Is this mom's dad that's passed?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought, because he's just expressing so much love to her. He also has an apology, hey? He shows me the rose-colored glasses. Hold on a second. It's like there was something planned right before he passed away or around that time. I don't know how to explain this. He was supposed to visit, or somebody was supposed to visit him. He's apologizing for the timing of his passing.
My mom actually got married. She was getting married the next day at his house when it happened.
That's why he's apologizing for the timing of his passing to your mom. He's like, yeah. Did she postpone the wedding a couple of days?
No, they went through with it.
Because
he was in the hospital.
Okay.
That day.
Well, he's showing me the 3 days. He's talking about the 3 days after this happened. He's apologizing for those 3 days.
Yeah, he was in a coma, I think, it probably was 3 days before he passed.
I see. He didn't want to take that away from her big day, but it's interesting because now as I say that, I'm feeling the gratitude come in that he's glad that she went through with this anyway, because I think that would have been harder for him to accept on the other side if it had have been postponed because of what happened. But at the same time, and I don't mean to be insensitive in any way, shape, or form, my job is to simply tell you what I'm picking up. He feels a little bit amused at the way that he passed away. It's almost like, people told him all his life that you're going to kill yourself doing that, you're going to kill yourself, and then, next thing you know, it's like, bam.
That is so funny because my grandpa always smoked, and he would pretend that he would be like, oh no, I'm not smoking. He wasn't older and really old, but it was like he spent his whole life like sneaking around my grandma smoking, right? So everyone used to always tell him, like, you're gonna die smoking. My grandma used to tell him that. And that night, the reason he fell, he was going to the basement to bum smoke off my cousin.
See? And that's why he's very amused about this. Like, he just keeps laughing about the way he died, and I keep telling him in my head, like, stop it, you're going to embarrass me. Like, I'm not going to tell her that you think this is funny. Like,
no,
stop that.
It totally makes sense because we would kind of laugh about that and be like, okay, well, smoking did kill him, but not the way we thought. Right? That's so crazy.
Aw, and then as you say that, so Grandma passed after him?
Yeah.
Because as you say that, he's like, well, a gentleman always holds the door open for his lady. And so the way he's making me feel is like, he had to pass first so that he could be there to greet her soul when she passed. No, it doesn't feel extremely long after the fact that she passed away. Like, hold on a second. He's telling me I'm getting that a little bit wrong, so hold on a sec. I don't know what that means. He's showing me there's like something that happens like a year and a half after, and then it feels like 5 or 10 years later that she passes. I'm not sure how to explain that. Hold on.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she probably got diagnosed with cancer around that time, and
around a year and a half after he passed?
Probably. Yeah.
I
and then
see.
She did live
for like 5 years.
Yeah.
There we go. That's exactly what he's referencing to. So, I mean, the love that I feel coming from your grandfather to your grandmother is overwhelming. And on top of that, it feels like your grandfather wasn't the type of person to overly express that with words in a big way to his wife when he was here in the physical world. And because he passed so quickly without having a chance to be able to tell her, it's like when he got to the other side and he had to view his life through other people, it's like that's when there's this overwhelming emotion of, I need to take care of her on this side. Like, I'm going to come to this side before she gets sick so that I can be here every step of the way for her and help guide her through to this side on when she gets here. And then he's commenting about the timing of her passing as well. That it's like around an anniversary, or was it around their anniversary? I don't know if this is, I think it's anniversary.
I'm not sure.
He's definitely amused just as much by the timing of her passing as he is by the way that he passed. So it's almost like, I feel like it's like their wedding anniversary or something. Like, you know, we married on this day, and now we married again on the other side on this day. Like, this is our day.
I don't know. I'll have to ask my mom.
What is he doing? Hold on. He's got such great energy. He just feels so goofy. Like, he's just doing, like, being goofy. I don't even know what he's doing. He's doing this little dance thing, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like making her laugh. That's my job. He's such a proud papa. He's showing me a number of grandkids. He's got quite a few grandkids, hey?
Yeah.
He's showing me quite a number of kids here. He's like comes through like a proud papa. He's like, you see all these? These are all mine. Like, he just feels so proud on that side. Aw. And he's definitely pulling his energy back. He just feels so grateful to have had this chance to have this voice and to let you know that, okay, before he completely pulls back, he's like, make sure you let her know that I'm on her, that I got her back over here, that, you know, we might not have been able to spend a lot of time together, especially that he's been on the other side for so long. However, he wants you to know that he can still play a big part of your life, that they can still hear you when you talk to them, and that they're very, very, happy to be able to help with things when we ask for their help, that they will jump up in any way, shape, or form they can to show you that they did help you, because that validates for you that they heard you. It's the way that we interact now, because there's no physical body. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, I've always felt my grandpa's presence.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny, my daughter actually found the only picture that I have of me and my grandpa that was taken like 20 years ago, and she just brought it to me a week ago, and I have no idea where it was, and it's on my fridge now. So,
are you missing a tooth in that picture?
What's that?
Are you missing a tooth in that picture?
No, I was like 20.
Oh, okay.
Or 16. I was like 16 or something in the picture.
Then there is more pictures that are going to resurface, because as you were telling me that story, he said, wait till you see the picture with the tooth out. Like, there's another picture around there where you're missing teeth, and I'm seeing you younger, like 7, 8, 9, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And there's a reassurance there. It's almost like there's pictures lost, like we've lost a box, or where it's misplaced or something. And he's talking about that these will be found. You will find these. And that's kind of what you're describing right now, the fact that she all of a sudden finds a picture. That's kind of how Spirit does that to give you an idea. This is what's coming up. You know, you found one. We're going to find more. We're working on this on the other side. That's the synchronicity in that. That's how you know that it's Spirit that's talking to you.
Well, and I'll tell you one thing, like, that's been happening for a couple months, and I'm totally assuming that it's from him and maybe somebody else, but every day I'm finding, like, a white feather in random places.
That's absolutely and Spirit, yeah.
I started putting them in, like, a box and actually, like, picking them up and smiling and saying, thank you, right? But it's a good feeling, but I always, whenever I do stuff like that, I always think about my grandpa. So I do feel him around me.
He's
for sure.
Very much around you. He acts as like a guide in your life. Not everybody who passes away in our lives that we were close to sticks that close and acts as a guide, but your grandfather absolutely does. He's also talking about that he's the one that sends you the coins. There's something about that you found coins when you needed one the most or something.
Yeah, there's dimes, and I joke with my friends, like I try to talk to them about the spiritual stuff or what I interpret as these things. And when the feathers started showing up, I actually was joking with one of my friends, and I said, like, oh, I graduated to feathers now, right? And then I told two of my friends that, and since I told them that, they've started finding them too, which is so weird.
That's exactly how Spirit works, because, see, for the dead, for them, it's kind of like, you know, when they die, everybody's like, oh, well, they're gone. They don't talk about you anymore. They don't, you know, it's like, for them, it's like they're invisible. So as soon as they get an opportunity to show you that they're there, then they are going to jump on that opportunity. And when you tell your friends, look, this means Spirit's around, their loved ones on the other side hear that too, and they try to jump in on this to let them know that they're there as well. That's
so
absolutely
crazy, but I'm like, I don't know, but it's always that, like, moment. Like, my one friend that I said that to, literally minutes later, like, she called me crying. She's like, Krista, I'm in my kitchen. Like, one of those white feathers just, like, flew down in front of my face and landed on the island. Like, there's no reason for that. And I'm like, just say thank you. Like, I don't know.
That friend that you're talking about has energy attached to her. I don't even know if you said her name, but as you spoke about her, there is a lady that is there with her. I feel that comforting. That feather came from the lady. It feels like a mother figure or a grandmother figure. And I can feel your friend's grief. Like, it feels like she's grieving, if that makes sense.
Yeah, she was. And it was her dad who...
Okay.
She knows a few people, so it could be an aunt or somebody. But,
Well, no, what often happens when a parent goes to the other side, it's usually so say just for example, your dad was on the other side. It would be his parents that bring him through. 9 times out of 10, whoever was there before them that greeted their soul when they got there would be the one that comes through first. And I believe the reason why they do that is to give reassurance to the living people here that the person they're mourning for is not alone on the other side.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. Oh, well, I hope that was helpful for you today.
Yes, thank you so much.
You are very welcome. You have a great day.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Okay. Do we have time for one more? I guess we do. This will be the last call, though, guys, so I'm sorry I can't take any more than after this. But here we go. Hello?
Hi.
Hi, are you calling for the free reading?
Yes, I am.
Okay, what is your first name?
Samantha.
Vanessa?
No, Samantha.
Oh, Samantha. Okay, sorry, honey.
Sorry.
Okay, give me just a minute to refocus here.
Okay.
Let's take those off. Oh my goodness. Samantha, I think this is going to be a little bit of an interesting reading because I feel like you just came through with a cheering squad on the other side. Like that you have quite a few family members on that side.
Okay.
It feels like a generation above you though. It almost feels like it's like, you know how you see in the movies these large close Italian families where, you know, there's like 10 aunts and 50 cousins, and you know what I mean? It feels like one of these families. Whose side of the family would that be on? Mom or dad's side? I almost want to go to dad's.
It could be a mixture of both because we have quite a few great grandparents that have passed. So it's hard to say 'cause both my families are pretty large. So.
Okay, I'm going to try to separate somebody to be the spokesperson to talk because I see them just as a group. Like I just heard everybody come in cheering, which is an odd way for Spirit to come through. So, hold on.
Okay.
Okay, I didn't have to wait too long. As soon as I said that, they started cheering again. And then what I heard was that you need to know that they're very much cheering you on the other side. There's some big event that's coming up. Like I keep hearing last year. Like it's almost like this is your last year in school, or this is your last year before you move on to something bigger. Do you know what they're talking about?
I do. I'm actually 33 weeks pregnant.
Okay, this is why. Okay, that explains it. That, like I said, Spirit doesn't usually come in with the whole family coming in going, yeah, woohoo! Like, this is finally happening. Like, we're on the last stretch of it. So it's not last year. It's like, this is the last stretch. Here we go.
That long stretch, thank God.
All right, this is why. Okay. And now that we validate that, there is a lady that steps forward first. You have two grandmothers on the other side, do you not?
I have one grandmother, and then it would be great grandmother.
Okay. Because I feel two energies come forward that are like competing about who loves this baby more. Like how excited they are for this baby. Okay.
Definitely know one's probably my grandma that just passed. January 2016, so.
I see. Okay, hold on. I gotta get them to slow down just a minute here. Do you know the sex of the baby yet?
I do, it's a boy.
Okay. Because all I heard was like, I'm seeing them dancing around on the other side going, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy, it's a boy. Like, it's like so exciting that is this your first child?
No, it's my second.
Interesting. Is your first one wasn't a boy? It was a girl?
Yeah.
That's why we're celebrating. Because I heard like first boy. So, okay, slow down. Are you hoping to have more kids after this? Like, I know I said that kind of weirdly, but they're showing me like 4 kids.
Oh, I'm hoping for one more, because I feel like another girl. But I remember I had a reading done before my grandma said, I feel that it could be twins. So
yeah.
It kind of makes me nervous.
They're showing me 4. Grandma's showing me 4 kids by the time all is said and done on the other side. And it doesn't feel like there's a huge amount of time in between. Like, it feels like 2 or 3 years maybe in between each child.
Oh, boy.
Okay. So she's going to stop talking about you for a second, and I'm like asking her, okay, we do our validations here, like, so we know for sure who you are? She's like, she knows who I am. I just want to talk about what's going on in her life. But the first thing, so when I require her to give me validation, she takes deep breaths, and she lets me know that she can breathe freely on the other side now. So there was something about the breathing or the chest issue here in the physical world?
Yeah, that makes sense.
She's acknowledging the gentleman. She's bringing forward a gentleman on the other side, but he feels younger than her. Hold on. And this person, oh, this is interesting how this person comes through. I feel a very slight blood relation. So I'm thinking that this could be like cousin, or this is somebody in the family. There's a younger person that passed away quickly or unexpectedly that your grandmother wants to acknowledge is safe on the other side. Do you know who that is?
I don't actually. I'm not quite sure who that could be.
Okay, slow down, slow down. Okay, I think maybe I might be, okay. I'm just, oh, sorry, this is when I sound like an idiot when I'm trying to talk and listen at the same time, so give me a second.
No worries.
So, this person's energy is not wavering in any way, shape, or form. They're still there. It's a younger person. I could be misunderstanding the blood relation part of it. They could have no blood relation. Sometimes if you were close to somebody in the physical world, they feel like a brother or a sister to me on the other side. But this person is, when I say younger, I mean they didn't live to 70 or 80 like as old as like die from old age or whatnot. They passed younger than that, and there's a feeling of taking responsibility for some of their passing. This is absolutely connected around you somehow. If this is not somebody that was extremely close to you in life, that was like a sister to you, then this is somebody that was like a sister to somebody who is extremely close to you. Because I keep getting the sister, 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 sister around this person. So just keep that in mind for the future, because your grandmother's making this point, like, first of all, she points out how generous she is, which is kind of funny. Just the way she puts it. She's like, I'm a kind and generous person, and I'm not going to waste this platform without allowing this person to let their family know that everything is okay, that they're okay on this side. So if this girl is not connected to you, then she's connected to somebody very close to you. And it's somebody who's like a sister that takes responsibility for the way that they passed. Now, that doesn't mean that they committed suicide. That could just mean that they, like fell asleep at the wheel, or, drank until they got sick and passed away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, now that she's got that over with, I like your grandma. She's straightforward, to the point. She's got a bit of an ego, it feels like. Like, she likes to point out that she's wonderful, and we all need to know this. And she does feel like she is wonderful. It's not that she's, like, lying. I feel like she's absolutely telling the truth. Oh, I understand now. And she just said to me, she's like, do you know why I'm saying that? Is because in life I had trouble acknowledging how awesome that I was. It's almost like in life she had a lot of trouble saying these things about herself. There was a self-esteem or a confidence issue. So she wants you to know that she's healed that on the other side, and that she's able to love herself on the other side. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it definitely does, yeah.
She just looked at you and she's like, you, my girl, are my inspiration. She's like, I learned so much from you, because it's almost like you've struggled with some of these similar issues, but you deal with it in a completely different way than your grandmother did, and you don't allow yourself to stay stuck in that negative mindset. Do you know what I mean? And she's making me feel like, she's learned so much from you on the other side, and she's so very proud of the young lady that you're turning out to be, and the mother that you're turning out to be. And that's interesting. This is a first. Are you planning on breastfeeding?
I am, actually.
Okay, because she's like, and I'm so proud that she's breastfeeding. Like, she's clapping, like she's extremely proud about this. So I don't know if there was some kind of controversy about whether or not you were going to breastfeed or not, but Or if this was...
Well, like, my daughter wouldn't latch, so I gave up so easily with her. So I said with this one, I'm going to do it. I'm not giving up.
There you go. She's so proud of you for that. She wants you to know. And she's like talking about that this will get easier. It's almost like we have to see the doctor to like get things moving again. I don't know if there's like massage exercises. Excuse me while I fondle my boob here as I act it out. But she's like showing me these massage exercises and different creams that we're rubbing on our stuff. And like she's like, you'll get through this after you make it through that hard part, which is usually around 3 to 4 weeks, I think, when you start really having trouble with the breastfeeding. And then it's like we find a quick fix and we get through that. And she's showing me breastfeeding for like 6 to 8 months. So she's giving you extreme credit for this.
Okay.
She's commenting on what a big boy he's going to be. It's especially in comparison to your daughter. It's almost like your daughter was like average size, but your boy is like huge.
And that's funny because I've had ultrasounds and they keep telling me he's going to be a big boy. He has big shoulders. And I'm like, oh my God.
Great, thanks. That's what every mother wants to hear before birth.
Right?
Yeah. So this is Grandma's way of validating for you that when you go for those appointments, her soul is standing there right with you, looking at the sonograms and enjoying that moment with you. And she's also letting you know that she will absolutely be there when this baby is born. And there's something about, don't worry, he'll make it there. Don't worry, he'll make it. He's going to make it, don't worry. Is there a fear that your husband's not going to make it in time for the birth of the baby or something?
I'm just nervous because I don't have any family. Like, I have my in-laws, but they, my mother-in-law works in the Northeast as well as my husband. My father-in-law was camping, and my family's back home in Ontario, so I'm like, what if I'm home with my daughter and something happens? And, you know.
I see. Well, they're giving you the reassurance that that's not going to be the case. You're going to have time to get to the hospital, and it feels like that process goes really smooth, and Grandma wants to give you that reassurance that you don't have anything to worry about when it comes to that it's going to be perfectly synchronized. And I feel like with the amount of family that stepped forward to cheer you on about this, trust me, they've got every detail synchronized on the other side.
Okay. And I'm really nervous. We just were in a car accident on Friday.
Oh my goodness.
And I am terrified of going into, we've already had some issues going on, so I'm terrified of preterm with him. So definitely that's just something she's probably felt my anxiety about.
Yeah. Hold on, as you say that. Okay, she's talking about a multiple different... As soon as you mentioned that, she just went off. So give me a second here. There's a bunch of stuff she wants to say about this accident. First of all, it wasn't your guys' fault, I believe. There's somebody else involved, correct?
Yeah, we were rear-ended.
Okay, because she just showed me getting out of the car and ripping up one side of someone and down the other, like, you stupid, blah, 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 blah. Like, I don't hear spirit curse very often on the other side. I'm hearing curse words.
Yeah, that would be her.
Okay, slow down. There's something she's talking about, like they tried to get away with something. Like, I don't know if they tried to give you false information or they tried to... I don't know how to explain that. She's like, they're not getting away with this. Like, they are not getting away with this. Almost like somebody's trying to deny that it was their fault, or I don't know how to explain that. She's like...
Well, so far he hasn't denied it as far as the insurance comes back that he's fighting it, but we have a witness that said his head was in his lap. He was on his phone. But when my husband approached him, he said he was eating popcorn.
Yeah, that's not true, and your grandmother is letting you know that they're going to prove that's not true. I feel like there's going to be criminal charges filed. If you push that, there would actually be some kind of action taken. This isn't over. Let me tell you, she's not letting this go. There will be hell to pay, and there will be consequences, because I'm also picking up the phone. Absolutely. And I don't know if the police can go and get phone logs to figure that out by the time of the accident and his phone logs, or I don't know how that works. But I do feel like whether or not it is physical justice that takes place, as in the police charge or something like that, or if this is like spirit vengeance, where they're like seeking justice and making sure that he has consequences from those actions. But there absolutely will be. As far as baby and health goes, she's letting you know that it's going to be okay. I actually feel like she's talking about this labor and birth being quicker than the last one. She's just showing me, now, I wasn't lucky enough to have these types of births, but she's showing me like the type of birth where you go in and, within like 2-3 hours, baby's in your arms. Like, things happen very quickly.
Okay, like my daughter, active labor, it was about 5 hours.
That's it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, I love you, but I hate you. 41 and a half hours of active labor over here. So I understand. This is why she's like joking about how your labor is going to be so much quicker than mine, and not to worry, that I feel like he's going to be very healthy. There's like some type of a medical scare that she's talking about, and I use the word scare very carefully because it's not reality. It's just fear-based. It's like there's some kind of complication that we see on a test, or there's, something that happens either right before or right after he's born that doctors are worried about. But your grandma's like, don't even get afraid about that because he's just fine. Like, this boy's going to be healthy. He's healthy and strong, and they're very excited to welcome him to the world.
So she sent him making it to 40 weeks. Because part of me feels no. I feel like this little guy is not going to want to stay in.
I'm getting it pretty close. Like between 38, 39 weeks, somewhere in there. It's going to be pretty close. She shows me him like hanging on. She's like, well, boys, they just don't want out of those good, nice, warm, cozy places, like I always feel like he just wants to hang out in there. I don't feel like he's going to be late, but I've also been pregnant 4 times, so I understand that by the time you get to 33 weeks, each day is like a month, and like I need this kid out of me. So, but it does feel like you go right to the 38, 39 week area.
Okay.
And, was your daughter bald when she was born? Like bald?
Not bald. She has like a tuft of hair on the top, and then kind of a little bit around her head, around by her ears.
Yeah. Maybe she's showing me like perfectly bald, like this really round head, but bald. Sometimes that's how babies are when their hair's like really blonde, if you know what I mean. They just look like really, really bald. I'm not sure. I'm just seeing this little Charlie Brown head. And I see your grandma like pinch his cheeks and be like, oh my God, isn't he the cutest thing you ever saw? And there's something with the eyes when he's born. She's like, you got to check out his eyes because I feel like they're different colors. It's almost like from the way she's describing it, this won't last long. It'll only be the first few days, but it's like there's one blue and one green, or there's like, it's interesting, the eyes. Make sure you check out the eyes. She's really excited for you to see that.
Okay.
She's pulling her energy back. I hope that was helpful for you.
Oh, it definitely was.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful afternoon.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Okay, guys, thank you all so much for calling in. I'm so glad that I was able to get to as many people as I was. I do have another appointment coming up here right away, so I have to take off. But as I was starting to say before we started the readings today, is that I'm going to continue doing the Facebook Live every Tuesday. Try Tuesday, possibly Wednesday. I have 4 children, so my schedule can be a little bit hard to wiggle around, but I will get to it once a week. But on top of that, after Christmas, I'm going to try to move this over to YouTube. if you want a good laugh, you can go to my YouTube channel today and you can check out the test one that I did on Saturday, where almost every single one of my children walked into the room, and my 14-year-old son was trying to set it up for me, and I got one reading in before I hung it up, but it's good for a good laugh anyway. So we're going to deal with that after Christmas. I don't want to deal with that anymore. So you can absolutely expect me here every week, hopefully on Tuesdays, possibly Wednesdays. Thank you to everybody that called in today, and I wish you all love and peace and happiness. I'll see you next week.